Hello and welcome back to IRL International Racing League. Today we've got another F2 race for you here at Russia. Had a bit of an hour delay. Obviously we usually start at 4:30. Starting at 5:30 today due to the actual real life Bahrain Grand Prix getting delayed due to a crash and the red flags and what have you. So slightly delay. Still got a solid 17 car grid though, which is good to see. And obviously we're in qualifying right now, nice and dry. Let me get all the telemetry up. I'm just looking at the stream and everything looks fine as well, so that's good to see. We'll go TV pod. Fitted. Enabled. Full track map. Cool. So no one on a lap just at the moment. So like I said, we've got a 17 car grid. Kevin Harrison, Sean Khan Verhoeven making his return to IRL. I don't think he raced last season. Obviously, he was racing only back in season 4 actually, and he's joined back. Can I turn my game sound down? Just 1 second. Audio settings. Let's turn that down. It's quite loud for me. That's much better. So yeah, we've got Campbell, we've got Ninja, that's Nathan Carr, I believe, Lee Kelly, Sanjay, Louis Quinlan, Lewis Fastman, Sassy Pickle, I'm not entirely sure who that is. That is James Torish, that's James Horworth, Jared Fosbury, Joe Hollis, Bjorn Langfell, Eisen de Jesus, I think that's how you pronounce it, Brandon Villegas, and Jack Yates also making his return. Obviously he was doing comms last week with me. So I'm not sure about Sassy Pickle, so I'll just call him Sassy Pickle. But anyway, he is on a lap. Speaking of him, so let's go on board with him here at the Sochi Autodrome. Very easy to corner cut, as he has just done. Good timing. Yeah, exit turn 2, I should say. It's quite easy to invalidate, as is most corners around this track. I think the first guy is Nathan Carr. Oh well, but he's invalidated. Just looking at the map, but then there's a Williams. Is that James Horworth? It is. He's going to be the first guy to set a lap time, I believe. Although he's not using ERS, so I don't know if he's on a lap. I think he is. Maybe there's just... Oh, I don't think he is. Let's go to the Ferrari behind me. It's Jared Fosbury. He's definitely on a lap. He's on the soft tyre, so I think he's going to be the first guy, one of the first guys anyway, to set a fairly representative lap time. As people cross the line now, and there's a yellow flag in front of him. That is, yeah. James wasn't on a lap. He was just backing off. He's going to start a lap in a second. But here comes Jared round the final corner. What can he do? And he sets the benchmark of 1:31.6, instantly beaten by Louis Quinlan, instantly beaten by Bjorn Langfell of 1:30.8. Khan in the Mercedes is coming into the third sector, but he is invalidated, unfortunately. Let's go on board with Sanjay. He's just started his lap. Let's go on board with him. Down to turn 2. Is he going to corner cut? Oh, he locks up. That's not ideal. Let's just come with Louis Quinlan and send the fastest lap, but that is not the case. Hopefully that goes away. Sanjay into turn 4. Oh, that's invalid yet. Too much curb from Sanjay. And he's invalidated, unfortunately. Eisen is on a lap. Is Jack? No. Who is on a lap? This is Lewis Fastman going again. Here, he's just actually gone P1. I missed that, unfortunately. And now he's put his ERS down. Who's on a lap? Yeah, James Horworth is on a lap. We're obviously on the medium tyres. Only guy out there on the mediums currently. I did this yesterday. I went out on the mediums first. I was the only guy to do that, and I got in the right position. Oh, Louis Quinlan there, sort of on the racing line. Doesn't affect James. So James obviously currently 20 seconds off the pace because he backed out from his first lap. So that's not representative, obviously. And he's coming to the final 2 corners now, as he's got traffic pitting in front of him. That won't get in his way. Nice bit of curb there. Doesn't take too much for this corner, and he stays in 5th, but obviously improves his time by a lot, over 16 seconds. and that is his first representative time. Don't think we've got anyone on a lap currently. No, we don't. So we'll go to the guys on an out lap. Let's go with who's furthest ahead. I think it is Nathan. No, it's not. It's James Toyish actually who's furthest out ahead. So we're going to on board with him. He's going to be the next guy to start a lap and, by definition, finish one. And only 6 drivers have set a time so far, and actually Sassy Pickle has gone P1 due to that glitch at the bottom there. It doesn't tell me on the bottom if someone's gone faster, so I'm going to have to just keep on checking at the top left. So yeah, Sassy Pickle has gone P1. I'll try and find his name in a second after qualifying. So James, nicely done through turn 2. Now long flat out turn 3. Easy flat, you want to keep it to the inside, shortest run, stay left obviously. Now for turn 4, doesn't take a lot of curb, so he's not going to be invalidating. Turn 5, don't really want to touch the inside of that curb, because it's quite big, can hit the car. This is turn 7 I believe. Oh, and that could have been invalidated, just got away with it. Turn 8, easy to invalidate on the exit there, as it tightens up a bit. Turn 9, want to get a good exit for the back straight. I believe this is turn 10, it's a nice flat out right-hander. And then turn 11 is this left-hander. Turn 12, I hope I get the numbers right, I'm not entirely sure if that's correct. Turn 13, nicely done. This chicane, 14 and 15, is really awkward. So easy to lose the car. But he does not lose the car. Oh, revs the engine a bit on the exit. That's not going to help him, I don't think. And round the final corner to set a 1 minute 30.2, and that takes him onto provisional pole position. I think it was Nathan Carr next round the final corner. He now takes pole position, 1:30.1, and Lee Kelly went second, just fractionally behind him. Sean O'Sullivan is on a lap. He's in the second sector right now. He has yet to set a time in his Haas. Really frustrating seeing that Louis Quinlan time at the bottom there, not going. It's quite annoying, this game. Go Masters, brilliant. But yeah, me coming into the tricky final chicane, a bit of lag there. Hopefully my internet isn't going to be dying, as sometimes does. Yeah, please don't do that now. Oh dear. Me? Let's check that's not for everyone. No, I don't think it is. I think it's just Sean. Which is good for me, and obviously not good for him. But yeah, Sean did go 7th at that time, 9 tenths off. Louis Quinlan is on a lap. We saw him, he was on provisional pole before, he's now dropped 9 tenths off, as everyone has improved around him. And he locks up. Oh, don't invalidate, that was close. There for Louis. And he's dropped down to 9th now. I'm not sure exactly who went ahead of him. But he misses that apex. And we'll see on the sector split, which I think's like now. Yeah, he's 1/10 up. So yeah, Sean has Louis. Yeah, Sean's left, so it was not mine's there, thankfully, it was just his. Obviously not good for him though, but Louis is invalidated. He was a 10th up. Jared Fosbury is on a lap. He's currently 1.4 seconds off. He's coming down the end of sector 2 now. And he is 1.5 tenths up, so that's not going to actually improve his grid position right now. Despite any previous time. Oh, Jared. I would use this entry curve onto the chicane. No, I've not seen anyone do that at the moment. It's definitely quicker. And into the final 2 corners, where can Jared go? He's currently P11. I think he's going to stay there. Oh, especially with that back end loss and that lock up. And he does indeed stay P11. Did improve his time. Just behind Louis Quinlan, who has now pitted. Bjorn Langfell coming around the final corner. Is he setting a time? Yes, he moves up to P7. Exactly 5 tenths off Nathan Carr. Lewis Fastman not on the lap currently. Neither is Eisen. So no one on the lap. Oh, who was that? That was Joe Hollis. He's just gone. P6. And are we going to see Lewis Vassman start a lap? Yes, we are. I think so. Yeah, we are. He regained his ARS. This is his second lap on his softs. That's not going to be good for him if he does end up starting on these softs, but I think track position is probably more important than that. Down into turn 2, first braking point. Ooh, doesn't invalidate. Loses the back end. And that Louis Quinlan time's still sticking there. I'm not sure who just moved up there, but somebody did. I think that was James. No, I'm not sure who that was, but Louis has dropped down to P8. Bit of lag right now. It's not me, I don't think. Ooh, lots of curb taken there from Lewis. I always forget which one it is. It's Lewis Vassman, I think. Oh, right, the yellow flag in front of him, that's a McLaren of Joe, possibly. And he's just going slow. I think he's on his in lap, so he hasn't had an incident or anything. Yep, there's Joe. Two-thirds of this qualifying session done. 6 minutes to go now. I haven't seen by how much Lewis is up by, but he only needs 3.5 tenths to take provisional pole right now. So let's see what he can do. Across the line. Oh, that's invalid. Got to be. No, it's not invalid. I did that yesterday and got invalid, but he is just 0.5 tenth off. Sanjay is not on a lap right now. Nope. Oh, and he's just gone a bit deep there, and Nathan Carr lets him through. And he's going to pass. Okay, Sanjay's in lap then. Let's go on board with Nathan. It was Kevin Harrison has gone P1. Sorry, I've missed that again. So can Nathan take P1 back from his teammate? He only needs to find 0.5 tenth. Kevin Harrison, P1 currently. It's an Alfa Romeo 1-2. So what can Nathan do? Nicely done there through T1 and into T2. That's quite good through there. Lots of curb, but not invalid. That's what you want to aim for around this track. As much curb as possible without invalidating. Nice insight to turn 3 there. Into here. That's alright. Hit the apex. And we'll see he is up by just under 0.5 tenth. So he needs to improve by just about 100th of a second now through the rest of the lap if he wants to reclaim pole position. Which I'm very sure he's capable of doing. Oh, that could be invalid. Just gets away with it. And we'll see at the end of the sector split coming up soon how far he's up. Oh, slipstream from the Alphas. So Kevin is helping his teammate here. Despite currently being P1, and I'm sure Nathan's his biggest threat. And yeah, look at that, over 2 tenths improvement right now. So Kevin is giving slipstream to his teammate, which I'm surprised about. I thought Kevin would want that pole position, which I'm sure he does, but maybe the team's more important. So Nathan round the final 2 corners. He's actually dropped to 3rd as Sassy Pickle goes P1. Can he reclaim it? I think he will. He does indeed. He improves by 3 seconds to go just over a 10th clear of Sassy Pickle. It's Kevin Pitts, of course. Oh, and I think Pickle's cutting corners there. You don't want you to be doing that, mate. Maybe in a practice lobby. Okay, yeah, I don't want him doing that. Please don't do that. Yeah, this isn't a practice lobby, mate. We need you to not be cutting corners. I know you want to get back to the pits quickly, but yeah, we don't want to leave looking like a bunch of idiots, which you are currently doing, looking like an idiot. Who's on a lap right now? Louis Quinlan's invalidated. Calvin is on a lap. He's 2 tenths up. That's going to put him 7 tenths down. Can, former F1 driver, formerly very quick. Maybe he's lost a bit of pace now. He's obviously in F2. Has had experience in F2 before though, a few seasons back. And he's ran out of ERS, which happens around this track. Ooh, he takes a lot of curb. And only can move up to P10. Interesting. For Can. Who is that Renault on the map? Is that Pickle? He's just coming into pits, I believe. Yep. And the McLaren, that's Joe Hollis. He's going to... Oh, what's he doing? I don't know, he's letting Nathan Carr go through. Who's pitting, okay. So I think Joe is going to be the first guy to start his final run. There's a bit of lag there. That's not me, yeah. Maybe it is a bit, but yeah, we'll carry on. Nothing I can do about it, unfortunately. And Ninja is done in this session. Oh, Joe is not going to get much slipstream from there, mate. And oh, that's got to be invalid. No, it's not. Wow. Lot of curb there from Joe, not invalid. Okay, so that's a lot more than I thought you could take. Into turn 4. Is he going to... No, he doesn't take too much curb this time. Oh, nearly runs that wide. And gets an invalidation. Oh, that's... I don't know how Joe isn't getting invalidations here. He's ran out wide there. Oh, I didn't take too much curb through there. Oh, doesn't hit that apex either, so we'll see at the end of this sector how much he's up by or how much he's down by. Oh, loses the back end, don't want to end up in the wall there. Opens the DRS. And is he up on his time? Let's have a look. No, he's down on his time, so I think we're going to ignore this driver. I think that Langfell on an outlap. Who's that Ferrari? I think that's Jared Fosbury. I'm trying to find who's on a lap right now. I think James is on a lap, and yes, he is. He's getting slipstream from his teammate Eisen. And James is 2 tenths up, so he needs to find 2 more tenths in this final sector to get provisional pole. These are going to be the final laps. People are just starting them now. A few people on out laps, as you can see. And can James find them 2 tenths he needs in this final sector? 4th gear through there. Quite high gear. Can James take pole? No, he can only go to 4th place. We look behind, that's Lewis Vassman starting a lap. Then we've got Louis Quinlan in the pits. Behind him is a Renault, I believe. That's Pickle on an outlap. Behind him, is that a Williams? No. Not sure who that is. So that's Lee Kelly. Lee Kelly is going to be the next guy to start a lap. And he's just under 2 tenths up. He's about 1.5 tenths up. So he needs to find a lot of time in this final sector. Oh, it takes a lot of curb there, which I don't think he's going to be able to do. Next car will be Kevin Harrison over the line, so we'll go to him. I think he's going to be one of the best drivers able to get pole position. Lee Kelly around the final corner. What can he do? P2. Just very close there between the top 2. What can Kevin do though? He's up on his time by 2 and a bit tenths. Can he take pole from his team? Yes, he can. He certainly can. James runs wide. Who's next across the line? We've got Lewis Vassman coming up. He's not going to be next across the line. I think Jared Fosbury is. We look to the left, see where he can go. So that wasn't Jared Fosbury. That was Jack Yates, who stays last. But we're going to keep our eye on Lewis Vassman, because I think he definitely can take pole position. He's in the 3rd sector right now. Sanjay will not improve. He's retired. I think James is done on his lap. So I think Lewis is the best bet right now. But he loses the back end there. That's not going to gain him time, and he's invalidated, unfortunately. And that is it, unless James Horworth can do anything. Round the final corner, can he improve from 16th? Yes, but only to 15th. And everyone is done right now. Yep, so it is Kevin Harrison on pole from Nathan Carr. Lee Kelly in 3rd. Sassy Pickle, who I'll find the name of in a second. From James Torish. Lewis Vassman. Sanjay Sohaug. Eisen D. Jesus. Joe Hollis. Can Valhoon on his return. Bjorn Langfell, Louis Quinlan, Jared Fosbury, Sean O'Sullivan, James Horworth. That is... I'm not entirely sure who that is. I think, did they join mid-quali? I don't remember seeing them at the start. But his first race was last week. I think that's Darren something. Brandon Villegas and then Jack Yates on his return finishes last. So we're just waiting on James now to retire. Hopefully he does that soon. That would be ideal, I must say. I've got a lot of notifications on Discord. Okay, nothing involving me. Yep. So let's go on the. I already ran through the order, so they see Kevin Harrison on pole. Alpha 1-2. If I just go on standings, and maybe I can find Sassy Pickle's name. He is in the Renault. That's Adrian Villarreal, okay. Villarreal. He's not a football team, I know that, but he sounds like that. And Twitch TV is, I think, that's Dara Smith. I've probably butchered that name. I've actually got the F1 sign up, it'll be on there because he signed up very recently. Just give me a second. Yeah, that is Dara Smith, I think. Yeah, sounds about right. I'm going to hope that's right. So Dara Smith and Adrian Villarreal, they're the two names I was looking for. Okay. And yeah, dry race here at Russia. That's what you'd expect. Obviously, there was a dry race, a wet race here in 2015 in real life, where Roman Grosjean crashed as he did today. Not as big back then though as the one today. Sandra in the chat, good evening to you. Don't get a penalty today, Sanjay, and well, you're the GOAT, yeah, really. But you're going to get a penalty, and don't bottle either, you know. 8 seconds to go. 8 seconds left for the drivers to change their fuel load, their tyre strategy, and a little bit on the setup, obviously in park firmware conditions right now. And here we go. Pit stop strategy there, yep. So I haven't really mentioned the strategy. It is an easy soft medium strategy. Russia renowned for its very low tyre wear. If I can just get all the data up. 1 second. Interval, yep. Tyres, okay, let's look at the tyres. Obviously top 10 got to start on softs. Bjorn Langfeld and Louis Quinlan on mediums. Jared Fosbury and Sean O'Sullivan on softs. James on mediums. James Horwath on mediums. Brandon Villegas on softs, and Jack on mediums, and Dara on mediums. I don't know if that name is right. It doesn't sound right to me. Yeah, you'd think it'd be like Darren, but it's not. It's GH at the end, so I don't. I'm going to call him Twitch TV. I'm going to call him Twitch TV because I don't want to butcher his name and then he'll be angry at me. Yeah, Sassy Pickle is Adrian Villarreal. Villarreal? I don't know. I'm not Spanish. I'm not a Spanish speaker anyway. So yeah, Kevin Harrison won last time out in Spa. If I actually get the standings up. And yeah, Nathan Carr right behind him. It was very close between these two guys. Obviously, we saw slipstreaming in qualifying, so I don't know if there's going to be team orders or not. But I do go on the standings now. So no, Kevin, I think he will defend. Maybe not too aggressively. But yeah, he won last race. Lewis Vassman currently in the lead of the championship. He's obviously in 6th right now. He won round 1. And Nathan, where's he? He's 8th in the championship. Got a podium round 1. Did not start last race. So he's a few points down. Kevin 2nd in the championship, despite not scoring in round 1. Obviously he had that incident, I think, with Sanjay in round 1. As now the AIs have took over the drivers and they're making their way onto the grid, of course. Hopefully Codemasters give me a good angle and don't screw up the timings as they always do on the first few laps of the race, which is just annoying. Give me an angle, please. It would be nice if I could have an angle. Don't think I'm going to get one, unfortunately. Right, there we go. Kevin on the right, Nathan on the left. And we're underway for F2 at Russia. Timing's already screwed up, but Kevin gets a good start. Nathan's already dropped down. Lee up into 3rd, straight off the line. Adrian up to 5th. They go side by side. They're almost 4 abreast, 5 abreast into turn 2. Are they going to keep it clean? Kevin leads from Lee. Lee cuts the corner massively. And doesn't gain much time from it, I don't think. But Nathan's going at Lee now. Into turn 4, side by side through turn 3. Nathan's got the inside line. Lee tries to hold it around that side, gets pushed off, runs wide. Now Nathan's still on the inside. Lee's got to back out, I think, from that one. Yes, and Lee does retain third and drops back. Then we've got Adrian behind him, under pressure from James, from Eisen. 2 alphas there, 5th and 6th. Pit stop strategy, of course. Codemaster's brilliant. Sanjay goes side by side with Lewis Vassman. Lewis gets the position. I think a mistake there from Sanjay. Further behind, I saw a bit of shuffling. But I think Sean O'Sullivan has dropped to the back. He has, unfortunately for him. So it's still an Alpha 1-2. Same order. The top 3 have stayed the same, despite a bit of shuffling in the earliest corners. And yeah, 5 tenths is the gap between first and second right now. Oh, who's that running wide? Lots of drivers running wide there. Maybe that's just their line. There's James Torres right on the back of Adrian right now. Can he make a move going down to turn 2? Oh, and Kevin Harrison is in the lead. Okay, so the timings. Okay, had a heart attack then, but we're going to keep an eye on James. No DRS right now. Oh, is that Nathan looking for a move now? Bit of ghosting right now. Typical Codemaster shenanigans. Oh, and James, I think that was, losing the back end. No, that is... Oh, the timings. That's Eisen going past James. I can't find him because the timings are screwed up, but I think James just let him through there. And now Cam Valhoon, yeah, that is right. So Eisen is ahead of James now. We just couldn't see that due to the timings. Allowing for a 3-second time penalty. That's really shuffled up. It's so hard. I'm sorry, I apologise for this, to see. And now it's back to normal. Brilliant. James Torres has lost the position. I don't know if that was just a mistake from him. I saw one of the Alpha Tauris get loose. I thought that was Eisen. Maybe it wasn't. Or maybe it's just a bit team orders. It says James is 2 seconds behind his teammate, but that is definitely not true. And are we going to see a move from Nathan? No, he's a bit too far back. Currently, yeah, so Bjorn Langfeld, first guy to get a penalty. Early on lap 2. That's what it's like. And he's currently having a battle, I think, with Joe Hollis. He is, Joe Hollis on the outside. That's giving Brandon Villegas an opportunity. Oh, he's hit him. Okay, yeah, moved back to the right-hand side there a bit. And, bit of contact there. No harm done. I do not think. Oh, is he going to go for moving to here? No. That's just going to compromise him. And give Jared Fosbury maybe a look in. DRS now enabled, so I'm going to go to the front. Can Nathan do anything to Kevin? No. Lee, nothing happening there. I think Lewis Vassman has just got past Cam Valhoon. He has. Again, we see teammate swap. I don't know if that was team orders or it was a genuine overtake. Sanjay behind these two guys. Just 3 tenths. And I think Joe and Brandon are having another battle. Yeah, Brandon now on the inside for turn 4. Joe on the outside. Joe goes off the track. And I think Brandon is still on the inside and he's got the position. Nicely done there. Can Jared capitalise on this? I don't know. Not in this sector of the track. So yeah, Sean O'Sullivan has pitted, I think, and yeah, he had wing damage and he's right down at the back of the field. Oh, I think Nathan's made a mistake because he's lost DRS and now Lee's going to be able to pounce on this, I think. Lee Kelly down into the 3rd sector chicane. Is he going to make a move? No. So I think Kevin might have backed off a bit there just to give his teammate DRS again. Because obviously they are working together as we saw in quali, and without DRS I think Nathan would have been overtaken by Lee Kelly. Oh, and although it has gone over a second again between the top 2 drivers. Oh, a big battle behind, I think. As we see Jack Yates getting overtaken there. Oh, and that's Langfeld. Langfeld spun. Langfeld spun round on the exit of that corner. I don't know if it was contact or just a driver error. But here comes Lee Kelly, just 2 tenths behind. Is he going to make a move? No, but behind him there's going to be moves because that's Adrian under pressure from Eisen. And Eisen gets the move, but Adrian cuts the corner. They go side by side through turn 3. Oh, very close between these two drivers. Lovely camera angle right now from Codemasters. And Adrian sticks it around the outside. Great move from him there. Can he go around the outside again? Oh, and he does. Eisen cannot make the move. He's now defending his Adrian. Yeah, but I don't think Eisen's going to make a move into here. But look at that. Look at James. He's right behind his teammate now. And look at that. Adrian has now lost DRS. Oh, and that's Lee going side by side with Nathan. Both Lee and Nathan have got time penalties already. Wow. But Lee has got the move, and he's got DRS, so I think he's going to keep it. He is, and he's now within a second of Kevin Harrison. We saw last week Lee was close to the leaders. He couldn't make the overtake stick. Oh, and he runs wide. That's not going to make the overtake stick, surely. Look at that. Nathan Lee pushing him through there. I think he just got blocked. The way Lee positioned his car, he got lucky there. But yeah, that's made Lee lose DRS. And I think Nathan's going to be right back past him into turn 2 on the next lap, on lap 5. James with a penalty. A few drivers getting penalties now. I'm also going to keep our eye on this battle for Nathan and Lee. Wow, look at Nathan. Not much ERS. 11%. Lee on 40%. As James Horwath gets a penalty. Is Nathan going to make a move? No. So we're going to go to Eisen on the inside. It's going to be in a camera angle, sorry. You think he's on the inside of Adrian. They make contact there again. Once again, more people cutting corners. It's the nature of this track. When you go side by side, it's just inevitable someone's going to run wide and get a warning or something. Oh, and look at that. That's Lewis Vassman on the inside of James. And he gets the switchback on him, does James. And Louis went too deep into the corner. And he couldn't keep the move. He just needed to break a bit earlier there. Oh, and Lewis does get a bit of a snap there. I need to be consistent on what I call him. I keep on saying Lewis and Louis. So I'm trying to say Lewis. Just a habit. Lee hasn't got DRS on Kevin. I expected him to close up to Kevin, to be honest. He hasn't currently done that. And instead Nathan's got DRS on him behind. Seems to be a 3-horse fight for the win right now. As Eisen is obviously 2 seconds behind. Oh, and Cal has left the session on his return to IRL. He's gone. He was in P8 as well. Solid position there. And he's been overtaken by Sanjay now. Speaking of Sanjay, he's right behind the other Mercedes. Don't think he's going to make a move due to the DRS trains. And Can's showing back, that's good then at least. I think he'll probably be in P11 or P10 when he takes control of his car. Are we going to see Nathan make a move on Lee? He just hasn't got enough ERS, I don't think. Really doesn't have enough ERS. No moves going on behind. No. What about further back in the pack? Oh, and Can's left again. Fortunately for him, he's having internet issues. It's a shame. And Sean is 2 seconds behind Joe. I think, does Joe have an issue? I'm not sure. We saw Langfell have a spin. I don't know if he got damage from that. I don't think he did. Back up at the front. Let's go on board with Nathan. Let's see how he is managing in the dirty air of Lee Kelly. You saw there Louis Quinlan get past Can's AI car. Jared will be the next guy to do that. How's the ERS looking? Kevin's ERS not looking too good, I must say. Both Alfa Romeo's ERS not looking too good. And I don't know if Nathan made a move there. I don't think he did. But it went down to like 2/10 of a gap there. Lee using that curb, which I would recommend. Look, I see just like how much better exit he gets. And I think that's Sanjay. Yeah, it is Sanjay. He has bottled. I said it before. Don't know if that is driver error. Probably is. And we've seen both Red Bulls spin in Sector 3 now. Oh, and Twitch TV is going to get held up by Sanjay now. Sanjay will have very overheated tyres, and he's going to actually pit this lap, I think, to get those overheated tyres off him. So yeah, both Red Bulls have now spun in Sector 3. Let's go back on board with Nathan. He's just buying his time. I don't think he really wants to go for an overtake on Lee right now. Lee's dropped back from Kevin. Kevin seems to be in control of the race right now, just like he was last week. Oh, and Lee locks up. Just going to lose him more time to both Alfa Romeos. Oh, don't run wide, Nathan, you get a warning. The dirty air isn't nice. Especially in this corner, it's really horrible to understeer. And I don't think Nathan's going to be close enough to make a move, unless he dumps his ERS, which I don't think he wants to do. Jack Yates gets a time penalty. He's currently in P13. And Nathan can't make a move, unfortunately. I think, yeah, sorry, James is making a move on Kanzai AI car. As is Jack Yates now. And we've got a few DRS trains right now. Oh, and we've got both Nathan and Lee Kelly coming in the pits at the same time. Are they going to be able to undercut Kevin Harrison? Maybe Lee. I don't think Nathan will be able to. I think he's a bit too far back. Let's go where Lee is, sorry. Lee's in the Williams. Let's go on board with Nathan. Can he get ahead of him? Let's go on board with him. Oh, you can't do it in the pit lane, sorry. And Lee does stay ahead. Where are these guys going to come out? Are they going to come out ahead of Twitch? I don't think they are. No, they're not. What about Langfell? Yeah, they will come out ahead of Langfell. So is Kevin going to be pushing now? Ethan, I think he needs to. He's not using the ERS right now. But you definitely don't want to anyway around this section of the track. Let's go on board with him. Let's see if he is pushing. Look pretty comfortable through there. What about in this corner? Well, Kevin seems to be just cruising right now. Maybe he is pushing, you just can't really tell. But I 100% expect him to pick the slap. I think he has to. Behind him, I think we're going to see a move, are we? No. This is Eisen and Adrian. Oh, and James, very close to Adrian, so I did not see that. So here, Adrian currently in an Alpha Tauri sandwich. And I'm just going to look on the map and look at the top left, see if Kevin does, and in fact pit. And he does, as to, oh no, Kevin stays out, I think. Kevin does stay out. What's Kevin doing? Why is Kevin staying out? I think he's going to be undercutted, surely. If Kevin... I'm very confused why Kevin has just stayed out there, to be honest. Let's go back to broadcast angle. And James can't make a move on Adrian. But why is Kevin staying out? Surely he's going to be undercutted. As Lee is still ahead of Nathan as the order starts shuffling up as more and more people pit for the mediums. From the softs to the mediums. And look at this. Jack Yates behind James Horworth. He's too far back to do anything. Lee Kelly now coming up to the back marker. So maybe this is what Kevin's doing. Maybe he just wants to stay out due to the fact that these guys are going to get held up. Because of course Twitch just doesn't have to move out of the way, it's not blue flags. Oh, and Lee gets a penalty, that's not going to help him. Weaving there, maybe he's just angry with himself, or maybe he's frustrated with the back markers. Right, let's go back to leader. Lee is currently 24 seconds behind Kevin. I'm pretty sure Russia's one of the longest pit lanes, so maybe that's not going to be enough. Maybe that's not going to be enough as James has actually finally got past Adrian, and Adrian's fighting back there. He's now got the inside for the next right-hander. Oh, there's a bit of contact there. Adrian is going to pit. And James does take P2 due to Adrian pitting. Kevin stays out again. Yellow flag in sector 3. Is that a... That was Lee. It was Lee. Lee spun. Lee has spun. Or had an incident somewhere. Because Nathan is 7th. That's where he should have been. So Lee is not going to be able to hook Kevin now. I don't know. We've missed that, unfortunately. And so I think it's going to remain an Alfa Romeo 1-2 once the guys from 2nd down to 6th pit. But what way round is it going to be? That's what I want to know, because surely Nathan's going to undercut him. I don't understand why Kevin is staying out for such a long time. Yes, he'll have fresher tyres and the pace advantage, but I don't think that's going to be enough. Nathan now has free air. Oh, and that's a Haas. There's Twitch who spun. Careful rejoining there. He has spun, unfortunately. And Lee gets another position, but Lee has bottled this race, unfortunately for him. As Louis gets a penalty. So is Kevin going to pit? Surely Kevin's got to pit now. Let's go on board with him. His tyres will be really not at their best state right now. He's not using much road there, is he? He doesn't seem to be pushing at all. I mean, yeah, not at all. Surely he's got to pit now. And finally he is going to pit. I think it's going to be so interesting to see when he comes out. Let's go on board with Nathan. Sorry, if I go to leader, 23.4 seconds. That is the advantage Kevin currently has over Nathan. James takes the lead. And can Nathan take the net lead? I'm going to stay on board with him. As Kevin drops down to third. I'm just looking at the mini-map. And I think there's going to be a change of net leadership right now. As Kevin, has come out behind his teammate on, I think, 2 lap fresher tyres. So I don't understand why Kevin has done that. He's lost track position now. Unless there's team orders, I think Kevin will have to overtake Nathan now for the lead of this race. Jack Yates behind James Horworth. No moves being able to be made into here. One fact that I am forgetting is, of course, Nathan does have that time penalty, which Kevin does not currently have. Obviously, only lap 11, so there's plenty of time for Kevin to get a penalty. But obviously, that also means plenty of time for Nathan to get another penalty. So, Kevin currently doing better on corner cuts. I think Brandon Villegas is right behind Bjorn Langfell. He is, and Langfell has got DRS off Lewis Fastman, the current championship leader. Yeah, down in 8th place. We haven't really mentioned that. The championship leader. So as it stands, I think Kevin would take the lead of the championship, if I'm not mistaken. Obviously, Lewis, last year's F4 champion, that shortened season. Won every race of that season, actually. As I think we have seen, Jack just got past James finally, and James is going to come back at him. I think he's going to breeze past him now. I think Jack's been a bit silly there, overtaking him before the final corner. Maybe he should have just waited. And look at that. Look how far ahead James is now. So yeah, Jack should have waited there, I think. But Kevin's going to arrive in this battle soon. I know Jack and Kevin are decent mates. And maybe Jack will let him through, I'm not sure. As Kevin's now going to be in DRS range. He is in DRS range. And I'm sorry, I've missed the fact that Kevin is ahead of Nathan. Nathan, of course, came out ahead of him. Oh, and he loses the back end there. So I think there must have been team orders there. I've missed that at some point. I'm assuming last lap. So I'm assuming it was team orders. And Kevin is now going to make a move on Jack. I don't think Jack's going to make it too hard for him. Yeah, look at that. Can Kevin get 2 in 1 though and get past James? I think he can, you know. He certainly can. Can Jack use that as an advantage to get past James? Oh, he's going to send it up the inside there. Oh, and he's lost the back end, and is that going to make Nathan get past him? I think the answer is yes. Nathan now lost DRS from Kevin due to him being stuck behind James right now. I think he's going to breeze past him, is he? Obviously they'll both have DRS, but I think just due to Nathan's tyre advantage. He's going to go down the inside. Oh, Kevin's under a bit of pressure there, you know. And yes, James sensibly didn't really fight that. Louis Quinlan currently leads the race due to the fact that he has not pitted. So he'll be alright at the end on those soft tyres, I must say. He's not going to be pitting till around lap 16, 17, I think. That's when he'll be pitting. Eisen currently on the back of Jack Yates. So who is currently pitted? So yeah, Eisen's net P3 right now, so He's on for a podium. We saw him, I think it was him, I believe, who got taken out by Lee Kelly last race. Lee obviously got a 10-second penalty for that. Baku turned on him at turn 1. Eisen using the ERS for only 10%. I wouldn't recommend doing that. But Jack, yeah, isn't going to fight him. And that is a comfortable move for Eisen, who locks up in the process. We're seeing, I've seen James just get past Langfell. Yep, that's correct. Langfell on older tyres. James just come out the pits on this lap, hasn't he? Yeah. James come out quite far behind. I didn't expect him to come out in P10. Obviously, still people in front of him need to pit. And Lee Kelly, after that incident, he could have been P1 right now. But net P1 right now, but he's currently P12. Sanjay with a time penalty. He is 11 seconds behind Lee due to that mistake of his. Obviously both Red Bulls making a mistake in this race. Let's go up to P2 and P3 here. The Alphas once again. Just doing their own thing. Kevin in control as Jack Yates gets a penalty. So I don't know what James is thinking. Not James. Nathan is doing right now. Is he going to try and get this win? I mean, if I was him, obviously I would. I mean, teammates or not, I always want to go for the win. Obviously, people have different mindsets. And we've got Jared Fosbury out, and we've got a virtual safety car. Jared Fosbury is now Jared Fosbottle, as we know him. And he has crashed there, coming out of turn, I think it's 6 or 7, is it? So Jared Fosbury has crashed, and we have a virtual safety car. Twitch going very slowly there. I mean, it's a bit too slow. Maybe he's very much down on his delta. What are you doing? Why are you stopping? Maybe had an illegal overtake on Can. Back up to speed now, like. He's stationary there. Oh, and this is giving Louis Quinlan the opportunity to pit, of course. So this is good for Louis Quinlan and the other guys who have stayed out on the mediums. So what can Louis do on these soft tyres? I mean, he's still going to be, he's going to be quite a way behind the leaders, so I don't think he's going to be challenging for the lead, but unless you have a safety car or something like that. But yeah, he'll have good pace, let's put it that way. Very good pace. Long virtual safety car. I'm surprised that James and Jack Yates and Langfell haven't pitted, and we are green. And Kevin's got an alright restart. James with a drive-through penalty. Which James was that? I did not see which James that was. I think it was James Torish who got the drive-through penalty there. Yellow flag sector 1, and James is actually out, speaking of him. Where's that? That's on the runoff area. Oh, is he just retired on purpose there? Scoreboard of Joe Hollis. I think he might have done. Because he was literally straight on. I think he might have retired on purpose there due to his drive-through penalty. Because if he has, that is very childish. And we've got Eisen getting past James Horworth. So obviously I didn't see it. I'm not going to jump to conclusions. But if James has retired on purpose, then that's very silly of him. Unfortunately. 12 laps to go. It's still Kevin Harrison in the lead. I don't think there's much to say about these Alphas. I mean, they're just doing their own thing. I mean, I think Kevin's just dragging Nathan along. Obviously, Eisen there lurking in the background. 2.8 behind Nathan. And I think Nathan's just going to be a blocker, really, for Kevin. I mean, he's doing a bit of a Bottas here, isn't he? A bit of a Felipe Massa, maybe. And Nathan, don't think he's going to go for the win off Kevin. Maybe I'd like him to prove me wrong. I'd like to see a battle for the win, but don't think we're going to get one. Oh, Kevin, better lag that. Lewis Fastman on the back of James Horworth, who has not pitted. So he's the one of only three drivers who haven't pitted, and he just got a time penalty as well. That's James Horworth, Jack Yates, and Bjorn Langfell, despite his spin early on. And there you go, look at that. Louis breezes past James, who isn't going to fight it. Alfa Romeo's looking close together again, but no moves there. Joe Hollis gets a penalty. Let's go back to TV pod for a second. Let's go on board with Adriana's Jack is now in the pits, as is somebody else there. That was James. Yeah, both James and Jack in the pits there. And is Langfell going to pit as well? Yes, so there we go. Everyone is now pitted. And we are at net position, no longer net positions, but outright positions. No movement from the Alphas. James has left the session after retiring. And Sanjay actually up in 9th place now. Despite his spin, he is in the points. But obviously the soft runners are going to be catching him though. And I don't think he's going to be the quickest against them, and he's not going to do the best job to keep them behind. The race has settled down now, not too many things happening. A bit boring, to be honest. It's this Russia, isn't it? Not the most exciting track. Probably the worst track on the F1 calendar, really. Well, it's alright to drive, in my opinion. I mean, once you get in a rhythm, just like all tracks, I suppose, it's alright when you get in a rhythm. Very easy to get penalties though, just look at the left hand side, all those black and white flags indicating a penalty. I'd like to see, obviously this update was nice, but I'd like to see how many seconds of penalties they've got. I think that'll be a nice feature they could add on the next update, because obviously we can see they got a penalty, but we don't know if that's 3 or 6 seconds, or they've got a 5-second or 10-second penalty. Nathan there, very close to Kevin. Nothing happening. 2 Renaults very close. Brandon Villegas and Adrian Villarreal. Lock up there from Adrian. We're also seeing James Horworth on the back of Jack Yates. Can he make a move into turn 2? Let's see. I think he's just too far back. He is just too far back to do anything on Jack. There you go. Langfell on his own, he's just come out of the pits, as is these 3 drivers. And we've also got Sean O'Sullivan within the OS range of Joe Hollis on those old hard tyres. So Sean, who had that incident on lap 1, we didn't see unfortunately, but I know he had to pit, and that's not him losing the back end, that's just a bit of lag right now. Still no action from the Alfa Romeos up front. They're giving us a very boring race, which I don't like. Maybe it's fun for them, you know, they're going to win. Take 1-2. And look at that, Nathan gets another time penalty, so that's going to be 6 seconds now. Which we're actually going to hand Eisen a podium, and it's going to take him off the podium, Nathan. Because Louis Fastman and possibly Adrian will get ahead of him. Is he going to make a move? No. He pulls out. Unfortunately. Despite the penalties, if I was in this position, I'd always overtake the next car, just to make him think, just to make him maybe push it more, because you never know, Kevin could still get 6 seconds worth of penalties. That's what I'd always do anyway. As Langfell sets the fastest lap, and Lee Kelly gets a 1. Lee Kelly currently in P7 right now. So yeah, Lee Kelly I think would have been a confirmed podium, to be honest, if he hadn't made that mistake. Speaking of mistakes, James Horworth's made one. That seems to be a very weird position. That seems to be before turn 1. He'd made that mistake. It wasn't on the exit, it was before it, so contact maybe, or Losing the rear, going into the corner, rear locking, I don't know. It's very hard to rear lock on this game. It's mainly front locking, that's why all the setups are 50% brake bias, just because the front lockups are much more common than rear lockups. Sanjay gets a time penalty. He's currently on his own, and he's got the rev glitch, so we're not going to be going on board with him anytime soon. Yeah, look at that. So yeah, he's on his own, doing his own thing. Brandon Villegas still behind his teammate. Race really has settled down, nothing happening really. It's just over 7 and a bit laps to go. 8 laps really. Let's look at the lead, nothing happening there. Love a safety car right now, that'd really spice things up, wouldn't it? We need a bottle though, we need Sanjay to crash or something, you know. He's good at that. There's no movement from the two Renaults. Let's go on board with Brandon. Let's see his view on his teammate. Doesn't seem to be getting affected by dirty air too much. And only drivers not to have a penalty at the moment are Kevin Harrison, Lewis Fastman and Sean down in 14th place. Yeah, Eisen did get a penalty, so that's not good for him. He's 3 seconds behind Nathan, and he needs to be within 3 seconds if he wants to get that P2. Ooh, and Sean gets a penalty, so just as I said, he's one of the only ones not to get a penalty. He gets one, so it's just Kevin and Louis now. Lewis, sorry. Not to have a penalty. Only retirement in this race is Jared Fosbury, who crashed on his own, I believe, and James, who I probably think crashed on purpose after getting a drive-through penalty. Nothing happening once again on this straight. Let's have a look at the Battle of Sean, maybe that'll be better. Sean and Joe Hollis. So I don't think we're going to see the Alphas moving anytime soon. Into the final 2 corners. Can Sean get closer? Let's compare the ERS. Okay, yeah, Joe's got a lot to use right now. And he's not even using it at the moment, so... Well, now he is. So I think Sean's going to make a move here, is he? No, he's a bit too far back. Look at that. Within 2/10 the 2 Alphas, but again, there's not going to be any moves made. They're just doing their own thing right now. Got a comment, it's not coming from my phone. It says I got a comment, I can't see that on my phone unfortunately. I only had one comment right now, it's just Sanjay saying good evening. Usually the F2 stream's a lot more active. A lot more people in there, not today, maybe it's because of the delayed start, I don't know. Yeah, but still, these Renaults just not making any moves. Not similar to ERS. If anything, yeah, Pickles should be getting overtaken here. Adrian. So Lee gets another time penalty. And Nathan, yeah, not making a move as we said a lot of times already in this race. I'd love to see these guys have a fight, but it's not going to happen, is it? We need a safety car right now. We saw Shaw get close to overtaking Joe Hollis with a lap. It was about this range before, so we need to get a bit closer, I think, if he wants to make that move on Joe. Obviously Sean, I think he's the only guy to use the hard tyre in this race. But he seems to have alright pace on him compared to Joe right now. And is he going to make a move? No, once again he pulls out, but once again he's too far back. Jackie Yates with a penalty. There's Sanjay with his glitch. Yeah, Eisen is 2.6 behind Nathan, so he's going to get a P2 right now. I say that, but Lewis Fastman's behind him, so I don't think he will get P2. I think he'll get P3, and Louis will get PM2. Is that Lee Kelly made a mistake? I think Lee Kelly has made a mistake, yeah, another one. Because he's just had a bit of a time loss there and lost the position to Louis Quinlan, and there's a yellow flag. Unfortunately for him. Not been the best of races for Lee. Obviously, we know how good his pace is, but yeah, his consistency isn't the best, I don't think. That's what he needs to work on. Sean close to Joe. Nothing coming of it. Oh, yellow flag. And we've got a VSC as Nathan. Nathan's retired. Nathan has retired. What has happened to him? This is turn 3 to flat out corner. How's he done that? On the right hand side. We've only got a VSC. I'd love a safety car, but on the right hand side there, look at that. He has crashed. And I don't know how he's done that. That's incredible. Mulder Sanjay with his revving glitch, and yeah, the car's been cleared up now, but a flat out corner? How? I don't know. Maybe he's hit the inside curb. That can unsettle the car a bit and send you out wide, but I really don't think it's that hard to keep it. I mean, oh, and Twitch gets a drive penalty as we are now racing. So yeah, Nathan didn't look like he had a good chance of podium with his penalties. He certainly doesn't now, considering he's retired. That promotes Langfell into the points. Sanjay into 8th, Jack into 9th, Lee up into 7th. Veno's up 2 positions, up 1 position, sorry, and Louis at 1 as well, Louis Quinlan. Still no movement from these Venos. What about for this battle, which is now a battle for P12? Twitch TV has just served his drive-through penalty, I'm assuming. Yep, because he's come out of the pits and he hasn't got new tyres on, so he definitely has. And he goes up to P14. It's an a Haas. P13, P14 is... Oh, Sean. No, he's not going to be close enough. Who is that? I can hear the rev glitch. Is that Sanjay? Well, no, he's not close to these guys, so maybe somebody else has got it. I'm not sure. Oh, and in the chat, we've got Nathan saying he got a puncher on lap 23. Wow, I did not expect that. I thought the tyres would easily make it. So does that mean Kevin and the other medium runners are under threat from a puncher right now? Obviously, Kevin had 2 lap younger tyres, as here comes Sean. He's now going to make the move on Joe Hollis. Oh, no, he's not. Joe Hollis goes on the outside, but Kevin had 2 laps younger tyres. And then Nathan, as you can see, Louis and Eisen both have the similar age tyres to Nathan, so are they going to be under threat from a puncher? Is that a worry? I did not think that. I said at the start of the stream that Russia is low on tyre wear, but it's clearly not that low. Nathan saying in chat, he said lap 18 he checked, it was 40%. He checked on lap 22, it was 73, so it might have been a glitch. Okay, so maybe these medium runners aren't so under threat from the puncher. So maybe Kevin will be alright. Oh, that's unlucky if it is a glitch, Nathan. Looked like you were probably on for P4 at that point of your penalties, but still would have been a good drive. Possibly a podium, depending on how much good your pace was, but yeah, it is unlucky. Gone from a possible podium down to nothing. As I was discussing that, Joe and Joe and Sean, sorry, have been having a nice battle. As is Langfell getting past Jack Yates. So it's now a Red Bull 8-9. Can Langfell catch his teammate and get 8th off Sanjay? Possibly, he'd need to push and get a move on. Nathan saying in chat, yeah, it is unlucky, but got to take the positives. That is a good mentality. Yeah, pace was good. Obviously, qualified second, your pace was good, so you'll take that to Monaco next week. Obviously, Monaco is not the best track for crashes, is it? But you know, who knows? You could be a Monaco specialist. And good luck for next week. Oh, and that's Lee Kelly getting past Louis Quinlan. Yeah, obviously Lee made that mistake before and dropped behind Louis Quinlan. And despite Louis being on a soft tyre, he's got ahead. So Lee, good pace though on the mediums. Shame he made those mistakes earlier on in the race. Joe gets a time penalty. Who's that? That's Louis Quinlan pitting again. So maybe his tyres aren't going to make it. So this isn't going to be for fastest lap. Well, he will get fastest lap, but it's not going to benefit him because he's going to drop out the points. So it must just be a tyre puncture concern, obviously. Already seen some other puncture. And can Jack Yates make the move back on Langfell? I don't think he can. I think he's too far back. Oh, but I think the Renaults are closest together though. Yeah, they've been like this for quite a few laps now and there's still been no moves made, so nothing there. Nope. Jack close to Langfell, but nothing coming of it. Oh, I'm sorry, I said that Louis Quinlan did not put fresh tyres on, so he must have had a drive-through penalty. Maybe that was from the VSC before. I must have missed that. So yeah, Louis has just been unlucky with a drive-through penalty, and the Renaults have finally swapped positions. Looked like a overtake. It definitely would be team orders this late on. So yeah, it must have been an overtake. But can Adrian come back at him on the main straight? These guys are on lap 25. Oh no, sorry, kid, he's on lap 26. Kevin's only just crossed the line, so yeah, this will be the final lap coming up now. This is the battle for P4 on track. Penalties might say something different. And here goes Adrian on the inside. And he's going to breeze past his teammate. He's going to get back in the slipstream, but I don't think he's going to be able to do anything about it. Brandon's got more ERS though. Why aren't you using it, Brandon? You need to use that. And he's just looked like he just didn't really bother about that, taking that back, to be honest. Louis with another time penalty. So yeah, that drive-through penalty has dropped Louis out the points, unfortunately, for him. It's a shame. There he is in P11. So that's put Sanjay... No, he's behind Sanjay, I think, but Sanjay and Langfell in P7 and P8. I don't think Brandon's going to be able to do anything. So let's just go on board with Kevin Harrison. Unless we see more battles. Kevin, once again, just like last week, has absolutely dominated this race. He's just controlled it. Hasn't been, incredibly quick. He hasn't been, he's, look at that, Eisen's less than 2 seconds behind him, but he's got ERS to spare, so look at it, he's comfortable. He knows he's got this one. Absolutely fantastic drive from him. Kevin's going to take his second win of the season. I don't think he'll take him lead the championship, as Lewis Vassman is in 3rd place right now, and he'll jump up to 2nd, possibly, depending on Eisen's penalties. There's a lap car of Twitch in front of him, he's going to get another lap, but Kevin comes down the final corner. What a brilliant drive from him. And he's going to win. And he does win. Absolutely fantastic from him. Energy finishes... Wow, look how many penalties he had. He's not going to get a podium. Lewis Vassman takes 2nd, I think. Oh no, Eisen does keep 3rd. It's Adrian in P4, Brandon in P5, Lee Kelly going home in P6. Is he going to keep it though? Oh, Sanjay gets another time penalty. Is that going to cost him? Let's see. No. Langfell finishes P7 ahead of Sanjay. Look at that, that's close. Yeah, Sanjay's penalty cost him there. Jack Yates P9, James Hall with P10. Louis Quinlan is going to come home in P11. Let's see. No, he gets P10. He does get a point in the end. James Lopens. Sean is going to come home in P12, and Joe Hollis, who's just gone on a penalty, is going to come home in P13, I believe, just in case. Oh, Sean got P11. James had lots and lots of pens. And there you go, Joe Hollis. I think it was P13, yeah. There you go. So not the best of races. It was the first 10 laps, but after that it settled down. Kevin dominated. Nice, calm, composed, controlled drive. And yeah, next week is Monaco. Obviously we started at 5:30 next week, but it'll be back to normal next week, I believe. And there you go, Kevin lifts the trophy. So yeah, Wednesday, come join us at 8 PM for FP at Monaco. Then on Saturday, 6 PM, BST for F1, and then 4:30 for F2 and F3. At the streets of Monaco, that's going to be an interesting race, isn't it? So there you have it. Top 2 drivers was the top 2 in terms of penalties. Langfell got the fastest lap in the end, so he's going to get an extra point. And there we go. Let's just check out the DNS. Jad Fosbury, Nathan, obviously, that unlucky puncture. Had 12 seconds of penalties in the end, so I didn't realise he had that many, so he definitely would have got the podium. Anyway, Khan lagged out, and there you have it. So I'm not going to be doing podium interviews, unfortunately. So yeah, thanks for watching IRL F2. Like I said, join us next week for the various races we have. Follow us on Twitter at F1_IRL. Obviously subscribe, and feel free to join if you enjoy the racing. So thanks for watching, and maybe I'll see you next week. Goodbye.